and go live, or?
Okay, yep, all is seemed to be working here. Gonna be joining into the game real soon, and yeah, Hauka, give us a quick recap how that one happened right there. WSD able to pick up a quite important round here. After all, alternate tax. They needed to build up some sort of bank here. The thing is, if they end up losing this one, things could get tricky.
Yeah, alternate attacks again, tried to go for that B play, but Dodds peeked in towards ramp with that AWP. He got that first pick, and then attacks really just slowed things down massively. It seemed like they weren't sure what to do after they lost that first man. They eventually went for the desperation B push, and it didn't particularly work out for them, but they did save the AWP. So into this round, they have gone for the force buy, but look at Vizda spraying 2 down. However, attacks themselves find a couple of trades back. So it looks like the bomb will be planted in a 3 versus 3, and WASD all stuck in towards Connector. They drop a smoke for themselves to try and gain some cover, to gain some ground, but they're still going to be in a lot of trouble, especially with Hundun coming in here. The timing is everything, and Hundun will get the kill. That now leaves WASD in a very difficult spot.
It doesn't even make much sense to even think about retake at this point. I mean, if the player that was trying to head on over towards B upper would have survived Hundun not getting that frag, then it's possible, but right now just try to save, but even then, I mean, they're making it costly here, alternate attacks. WSD need to save every weapon as possible, and right now, looks like only Lonesome Dodds will be able to save that op of his. If his teammates would have actually saved their rifles, then I think the Estonian team could be having quite a decent investment in a round like this. But right now, I think they might even think about a Nico, and honestly, I don't blame them. They still have a decent amount of rounds to work with here, and they also have the knock onto Dodds. So if the Opper is going to be able to get some important kills here, this could really work out for the Estonian side.
Indeed it could, because you can already see those pistol players trying to find some close range engagements. Gaborik himself going to go for the peek. Look at the headshot. Searson with the AWP was holding that angle, and yet it's the first kill for the CT side. Eventually Hundun will find the trade as Gaborik gets a bit too greedy looking for that AWP. But a very nice opening kill nonetheless on the CT side of things. Back into a 4v4 where there is still every chance for WASD to get something done, and you can already see a player pushed into Pop Dog. That's Bitcher with a CZ, hoping that someone will come down the ladder and allow him the kill. Molotov, however, will force him back, so good utility usage from alternate attacks again, just to make sure they don't get caught off guard by these pistols. And that's very good to see from the attack side, that they are still respecting the buy from WASD and making sure they don't get caught off guard. But Stefan finds another opening kill, and now they might try and collapse on this A site.
Honestly, as it should be. You shouldn't be giving away too much here, but as I say, so Bitcher with the CZ, but he already did this decent amount of damage on one of those players, but now it's gonna be all up to Vista. He's got the deagle though, and he's in a pretty interesting spot. Could be taking down the player Tizian. He's out, and now Hundun. If there was a better time for him to clutch, it's gotta be a round like this, 1 versus 1. I think he should realize the fact that Vista isn't as armed as he is, and you could also be expecting that Vista shouldn't be having any sort of armor, so Hundun is gonna be putting himself in a pretty good position. I mean, the bomb is planted very nicely for him, and Vista, he's gotta check so many angles. This is just gonna be too difficult for him, but he's got the smoke, so it isn't that bad, to be honest. He's gonna stick it. He's gonna try to stick it. This is not good. Hundun's gotta get that frag. No. Hundun's gotta get that frag, but Vista. Oh no, Vista's gonna come through, and that's gotta hurt there for attacks. They had everything going in their favor. I did mention the fact that Vista might have, you know, that smoke. It might be of great use for him, but wow, that was such a useful smoke grenade to pick up.
Yeah, and Hundun's going to call for the pause after that one, because I'm sure he is wondering how he could not get that kill there. I think, to be fair to Hundun, the issue is there. he's planted the bomb in a different position, obviously, so it can be a little bit more difficult to know exactly where the bomb is planted in the midst of the smoke. And you see that coming back to haunt alternate attacks. Even though I do very much think that that plant there was a good idea, it's fairly difficult there to be able to know exactly where the man is in the smoke. So again, you can give some slack to Hunden, but at the same time, after he missed that first spray down the middle, he really should have changed the angle of approach, or maybe even just gone for the knife in the smoke. That could have been a possibility, because it's obvious the man doesn't have a kit. Either way, they're not going to be dwelling on that round for too much longer. aTTaX, they take the time out. They're going to have to focus forwards into this coming round, because they are down 13-9, but they have got the force buy. So this round here is one that aTTaX very much have to win if they want to keep themselves in with a chance. Don't focus on Hunden's mistake. Focus on this upcoming round. Focus on this one where you have every chance to try and come back into things. And it is difficult to have that mindset, but considering, again, they are, semi-professional players, even maybe professional players, they do still, of course, have to be ready for mistakes to be made. And don't put the blame on Hunden. Just focus on this round where you still have every chance to come out on top.
Yeah, there's still the possibility, except that the thing that might be daunting on them is the fact that they don't really have a good buy, but heck, if the buy may not matter that much if you're going to be getting these frags, though ESFN is going to be dropping. Stefan with the bomb is closing in on this A bomb site. Hunden's got a pounce and he will be picking up Gaborik. This isn't looking too bad here. Hunden with a second frag, making up for the round previously. That nade though, oh, it looked scary there, I have to admit. But now the bomb will be planted here. WSD, they're gonna go for this one. I am pretty certain of it. Daz and Vista, they have a decent amount of HP coming into this one. And honestly, they also have some of that utility. This is looking not too shabby here for the Estonians.
Yeah, and look at the incendiary. It lands straight into Hunden's path. And so we go back to a 2v2 with still, again, more smokes to use. One goes down towards the bomb, but the counter flash will slow things down. WASD, though, get another kill. It's back to a 1v1 Vista. Takes the bomb this time, and Tizian is scared of the stick coming in again. Vista pushes through the smoke, and he finds the angle to take down Tizian. So close, but Vista manages to win the one-on-one. And I think you can kind of see there, the fact that the recent round was lost with a defuse that was stuck for the full 10 seconds might have played into Tizian's mind there. He went really aggressive to try and deny that potential defuse. And so instead, WASD, again, just about edged the round into their favor. Very, very close rounds. But WASD now have a fairly convincing lead, and aTTaX again down to a somewhat lackluster buy.
Oh, this isn't good for aTTaX. You know, that round previously, that could have been their saving grace. Now into the second half, but now they're having even a worse buy than they had previously. And honestly, they're gonna have to pull out something out of the hat. And if they still can pick up this round, then heck, it's possible for aTTaX to make this one. But right now, oh boy, this round is gonna matter. This round is gonna matter quite a bit. Smokes, flashes, Molotovs being deployed, especially towards connector. Very important though. Bitch is gonna sneak past through somehow. And now Tizian, he's not gonna be spawning out Vista, but that flash was perfect. Tizian getting the frag. And now aTTaX able to plant the bomb, but the bomb has been dropped. This isn't looking too good for them. Now it's solved to Stefan, and he's gonna drop, and WSD one round away to heading over to that LAN in Minsk.
Yeah, and we said there on the aTTaX side of things, I mean, the recent rounds are going to be really important. And to be fair to aTTaX, these recent rounds have come down to the clutch. They've lost a couple of key 1v1s that have really made the difference here. And so WASD are the ones now that have every chance to close out this map and get themselves up to 3 wins in this group. We are going to see aTTaX, though. Still have the force buy, of course. Still have the 1 AK alongside some pistols. And Stefan's going to go in first here. There's a risk here for Vista as he goes out a bit too far. Sticking into the open there means he goes down first, and that is a rifle that is absolutely going to be recovered on the aTTaX side of things. So don't count aTTaX out just yet. They get themselves the first kill, and WASD are going to have to work their way back from an early man disadvantage.
And that was quite peculiar there from Vista. I mean, WSD, in fact, they've purchased 2 scouts. It would make sense to have one of those scouts towards brown holes. If he spots out anyone, it doesn't really matter if he lands the shot or not. But if he spots out players towards brown holes, he can simply just back away. Vista, in the position he is in right now, he just has to fight. He peeked out way too wide, and then he just has to fight Tizian alongside Stefan, who nonetheless was able to get that frag in the end. So that was a bit of a misplay, I'd say, from the player Vista, but now WASD, the rest of the squad, is gonna have to step up as aTTaX is now pushing on this A bomb site. The bomb should be coming in. Hunden ready to plant that bomb. It's in his loving arms, but now Dodds from Sandwich pouncing in, and Gaborik and Bitcher, they've still got something to say about it, but it's not looking too good for them. They are hesitating here, aTTaX. They gotta plant the bomb as quick as possible. Gaborik, though, that's the Fen, will be taking down Gaborik, and now Bitcher with a scout nonetheless. I mean, if he does hit Stefan and ESFN, those players are gonna drop from the scout. But there's also Tizian with the AK-47, and I mean, how well is Bitcher thinking about his odds in this one is quite interesting, I'd say. I mean, he's got the scout. Oh, spots the other player there. That's actually Tizian, and he could be killing him in this spot, but I think now Bitcher realizes this is pretty much, it's gonna be hard, and in fact, he's not even gonna survive this one. And the Estonian team is gonna crumble in a round like this, but on the other hand, aTTaX is actually able to pull through.
WASD now, they've still got the 5-round lead, of course, to work with. So I'm really happy to see that they do just go for the pistols here. They could have gone for the force buy, they could have elected to force into this round, but it would not have been perfect. And so I like the fact that they are saving up to make sure they can get those full rifles. They still have loads of opportunities. They should probably be able to get at the very least 2 more gun rounds out of these last 5 rounds. So good to see them go for that. There's still a chance for them in this round, but Tizian denies that, finding those first 2 kills. Vista, though, is on the flank. He makes a step there, but they don't hear it. aTTaX don't turn around, and Vista only gets the 1 kill. He had the opportunity to find more, but with just the pistol, he's only going to find 1 frag on the round before aTTaX find him and take him out. So aTTaX, as expected, take the round win, but here comes the buy from the CT side, and I'm expecting to see double AWPs, considering Dodds has bought one up early.
Yeah, honestly, you can't blame the CT side in that situation. They try to do what they can with the pistols at hand, and it simply doesn't work out for them. So, all things considering aTTaX, they still have a pretty decent buy coming into this one. Same could be said for WASD. They're, well, on the other hand, they're actually lacking in that utility department. Vista's holding a pretty interesting angle. I mean, it's pretty much an angle like this. It's such a, I'd say, pixel, maybe a couple pixel wide angle. If he spots out anyone, he's still got enough time to actually back away. So that was his pretty much goal. And now it would be nice for one of the operas to take his position, but in fact, Spur is close towards main here, and already the Estonians have got T-main control. This is not looking too bad for them, and the thing is though, aTTaX, they still got some of that utility, but they don't really have the most amount of knowledge. They don't even have Pop Dog, I believe. Yeah, they don't even have Pop Dog, not necessarily T-main, and brown holes. It's just being looked by Lonesome Tizian, so aTTaX are giving away maybe even a bit too much in a round like this.
Yeah, Bitcher there, the man pushed into T-main, making sure he doesn't make any noise, of course, because Hunden is on the other side and would be ready to capitalize if he did make that mistake, but it's not going to happen. 37 seconds left here, and still aTTaX showing no signs of where they're going to push. Finally, Tizian will make some noise towards the B side of the map, but Higgleton is jumping round the corner, and that means Bitcher cannot react in time to get that first kill. And there goes ECFN finding a frag of his own. The trades are coming back though. Vista finds 2 kills, but Hunden is still here finding another frag and makes it a 3rd. Hunden stepping up huge as Searson himself finds a frag to close out the round. But Hunden making up for some previous mistakes there with a great triple kill to secure again a hugely important round for aTTaX.
He wants to get that W, and I don't blame him. After all, he's actually got already 27 frags, very much in a similar fashion to Dawes, what he's got on the CT side. So actually, no one else from the aTTaX side has actually even hit 20 rounds here, so this is looking like a very good matchup here for Hunden. WASD will be dropping Hunden. In fact, he's going to be dropping dead there towards A main, but now WASD are going to be having it difficult here with the pistols. Saving the Lonesome AK-47 does make sense, and I think that is the correct choice. The rest of the players, yeah, they should be playing the angles that we're seeing right now. They had sort of close quarters engagements here with pistols, but I mean, aTTaX, you gotta be careful even in a round like this. ESFN though, he's in a very awkward spot. He's in the smoke, and I don't think they know where he's at. Vista though, he's getting through the pot shots and almost takes down ESFN. All things considering, Searson missing quite an important shot. This is looking very weird now. Spur and Vista both have AKs, and now it's all up to Lonesome Vista with the AK. Now this is the correct call. Just run away and try to save. 13 to 15. I think we could be seeing something similar to Inferno, Haka. This could really go the distance. If WASD gonna be losing this one, it's not gonna be looking good for them.
Yeah, Inferno was decided in round number 30. We're not quite here yet in this game, but aTTaX will be hoping they can take us to a 30th round. If they win this one, WASD might not have a perfect buy for what could be that 30th round, which decides how this game plays out. But it's not confirmed yet. WASD could just take this one away from them. After a hectic previous round, this time aTTaX again grouped up towards B. We've seen this fairly often from them so far, so I'll be interested to see if WASD have got any adaptation to be able to shut down this B push that has been quite strong for aTTaX up until this point. And there's only one player there for the CT side. Stefan though goes down first. Great spray from Vista through the smoke to find that opening kill. And again, when aTTaX lose that first frag, they have been a little hesitant, but this time they're just going to go for the push. But Spur already goes down. Vista here still needs to lock the site down, but he goes down. And all of a sudden, aTTaX explode onto the B bomb site.
And explode, they have Hunden. What a shot from him. Dodds does get the dink through, but it's not going to mean much. However, you know, Hunden and Searson, they're low in HP. Gaborik and Bitcher, of course they're gonna try to go for this one. It's not necessarily a do-or-die situation here for the Estonians. They still have one more round to work with here. But if they're able to close this one out here and now, that'd be very good for them. A lot of smokes here. There drops Tizian, the player who had the most amount of HP. And now things are looking difficult. Gaborik and, in fact, Gaborik will be picking up both of those frags, and WASD will be getting the W through. That was a hard-fought battle there for aTTaX, but when you think about it, 2 rounds they lost because of, you know, clutch rounds, individual mistakes being made. If they win those ones, now the scoreline could be something like 15 to 15, but apparently it is not today. Congrats to the Estonian team. But aTTaX, they've proven again they are a better team on the terrorist side, even though this time around on T side they were able to pick up only 6 rounds, but you know, we saw some of those close rounds here.
Yeah, and of course, with that win, WASD get themselves up to already 3 wins out of their first 4 games. And right now, the one team that has finished all their games in this group is Seed, who finished with 3 wins themselves. So if WASD could win their final game, which I believe is coming up in a short little bit here, then they realistically could take that #1 spot and get the spot at the LAN. So that would be huge for them if that were indeed the case. But yeah, definitely commiserations to alternate aTTaX, because from what I've seen, every time they play Train, it always comes incredibly close. But it always just seems like they don't really have that individual player that can sort of win that 1v1, win in that key round, win in that clutch position that really makes the difference. And so, again, that's kind of what costed alternate aTTaX here. They end up going down 16-13. Valiant efforts, but bringing it close isn't close enough, and it's still a loss at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, we have to admit, an L is an L, no matter how you put it, and nice try there from the boys at aTTaX, but it simply wasn't good enough. Our next matchup, though, is actually going to be none other than WASD again. Well, they are having quite a lot of games here at the FCDB Cup. This time around, they're going to be facing Epsilon, so that's going to be an interesting matchup. So, of course, the veto has to come through. When the veto is done, we will be jumping into the server, covering that matchup. But for now, a quick pause.